It's Linda Cobb, and you're talking dirty with the Queen of Clean. Do you have dirt, stink, mess cleaning frustration? Do you dread cleaning? If so, boy, are you in the right place. Cleaning may never be your personal joy, but I can show you how to clean smarter, not harder, and get out of the house faster. So let's jump right in and get started. On today's show, we are going to talk about laundry. I'm going to tell you how to make a quick, easy laundry detergent that you can use for all of your clothes and laundry. I'm going to tell you how to make your own all-fabric bleach that works as good as chlorine bleach on whites and won't damage colors. And we're going to talk about stripping in the laundry room. I know we all have our own way of doing it, but today I'm going to share my way with you. But before we get started, I want to remind you about my private group on Facebook. It's the Queen of Clean Insiders. We share everything together. You can ask any questions that you want in the group, and not only will I help you, but other members of the group will help you too. And you know what? You don't have to be embarrassed to ask anything, because if you have a dirty little problem, usually everybody else has a dirty little problem too. So we have contests, we have giveaways, I share events that are coming up. I'm even asking you at times to help me test products to see what I should talk about on a regular basis. And I love it when you suggest a product to me that I can test. So go to Facebook today and go to Queen of Clean Insiders. You've got my royal invitation to join us. Now, let's get started with today's show. You know where I want to start today is on your own easy homemade laundry detergent recipe. And it's so easy to do, and I'm going to give you the ingredients that you'll need first. You need 16 cups of baking soda. Now, remember, you can buy that at warehouse stores very inexpensively. You will need 12 cups of washing soda. Now, washing soda comes in a box that resembles baking soda. It's sold in the laundry additive aisle, but it is not, and I repeat, it is not baking soda. So make sure you're using washing soda. And you're going to need 8 cups of grated Castile soap. Now, there's name brands like Dr. Bronner's, which I know a lot of you already use, but there's also generic brands that you can get really inexpensively. So use whatever you want, whatever you can find. And this is how you're going to do it. You're going to combine the baking soda, the washing soda, and the soap flakes in a large bowl. Now, if you want to, you can also add some essential oil to that and put in whatever you like, whatever fragrance you want your laundry to smell like. Mix it all together with a wire whisk. That mixes it well, quickly, and easily. Store it in a container with a good lid and a label. And I like to always put the recipe on there too, so that when I'm ready to redo it, I don't have to look around and try to find the recipe. Now, how do you use it? Well, I suggest that you use about 1/8 of a cup with each load of laundry. And you can do a little trial and error to see what works for you. On a small load, you can probably use a little less. On a larger load, you might need more, but don't be using too much. Use just what you need. The next thing we're going to talk about is how to make your own bleach for laundry. This is quick and this is easy, and you can use it on whites and colors. So first of all, you're going to want to have an opaque container that you can put it in. It has hydrogen peroxide in it, and if hydrogen peroxide is exposed to light, it will dissolve and turn into nothing but water, so it loses its effectiveness. So remember, have an opaque container handy, and this is what you're going to need. You'll need a 1/2 cup of hydrogen peroxide. You'll need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and it can be fresh lemon juice or the kind you buy in a bottle, and you can get a big bottle of it at the dollar store for obviously $1. Then you're going to need 3 1/4 cups of water. And I like to put in some essential oil. Now, I like tea tree oil because tea tree oil is an antibacterial, antimicrobial. So I feel like I'm getting kind of a little extra oomph if I use that, but you can use anything that you want. Now, you'll combine that all in the bottle, and you'll measure it out and use it with any laundry that you want to. You can fill your detergent or your bleach dispenser with it. You can put it in before you start the water for the clothes, however you want to use it. Now, I start out with about a quarter cup, but if you need more, if you're doing like, let's say tidy whities or sheets, whatever, you can use more. And you'll know as you're doing it what works best for you. Now, let's talk about stripping in the laundry room. I know all of you have your own way of doing it, and I want to explain to you how I do it. Now, first of all, let's talk about should you strip. Now, what I'm talking about is not having my own pole and doing a dance in the laundry room. I am talking about stripping your laundry. Now, laundry stripping is something that's been done for quite a while, but it's become new and interesting because a lot of bloggers are talking about it. And I honestly think it has something to do with COVID and us having a lot of time to sit home and look around our house and see what we thought was clean that maybe really wasn't. What laundry stripping does is it takes the residue that is left in your clothes, in your fabrics, every time you do laundry. If you use a lot of additives, if you use extra detergent, if you use odor fighters, those things can build up in your laundry over time and they're not completely rinsed out. So laundry stripping removes all of that residue. It will remove odors. It's truly amazing. Now, what do I suggest that you strip? I like to do things like sheets, towels, underwear, those kind of things. I never do delicates. I don't do things with colors that are going to run. I'm more selective about what I'm using, but it's very simple to use. And so I want to explain to you exactly how you do it. And you're not even going to have to write it down. It really is that simple. First of all, you have to decide where you're going to do it at. Now, if you have a top load washing machine, then you can do it in there. If you don't, you can use the bathtub, you can use the sink, you can use any size and kind of container that works for you depending on what you're working on. And you'll gather your supplies together. Now, all you're going to need is 20 mule team borax, and that's in the laundry aisle at the grocery store or big box stores. You need washing soda, same place, big box stores, grocery store, in the laundry aisle. And you'll need your own laundry detergent. Whatever you use is absolutely fine. And these are the steps that you're going to follow. You're going to work with just washed laundry. Now, that can be wet right out of the washing machine that you just did, or it can be laundry that you've been storing that is dry but has not been used. And let's pretend like what we're doing is a sheet. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill the tub that we're using with very hot water. Now, be led by how hot of water your fabrics can tolerate. When I'm doing sheets, towels, tidy whities, things like that, I use nice hot water. You'll add a mixture of the borax, the washing soda, and the laundry detergent. And basically, it's a 1:1:2 ratio. And I know that sounds confusing. So let me give you my take on that. You're going to fill the washing machine and you're going to add about a quarter cup of borax, a quarter cup of washing soda, and a half cup of detergent. Now, if you have larger things that you're doing, if you have room for an extra set of sheets, you can use a little more, but it's always that kind of ratio. Quarter cup borax, quarter cup washing soda, half cup detergent. Once the mixture has dissolved, you can add your laundry, and you're going to let it soak until the water cools. Now, that takes about 4 hours, so you're going to walk away. You're not going to stand there and wait for anything to happen, I guarantee you. And you're going to want to go back and give it a stir every now and then. Now, that's kind of the interesting thing, giving it the stir. It can be so amazingly gratifying, you can't believe it. And it can also be so gross, you really can't believe it. The first time I did laundry stripping, I was appalled by what came out of my clothes. And I'm the queen of clean, so I thought I had really clean things. But the residue that's in there, you won't believe. So you're going to leave that stirring it occasionally until it cools down. Then you're going to drain the water out. If it's in the washing machine, set it so the water runs out. If you've got a tub or a pail or whatever you're using, you're going to dump that water out. And then you're going to put the items in the washing machine and you're going to wash them on their longest cycle, so the normal cycle or whatever you have on your machine. But you will not add any detergent. In other words, you're using it like a long rinse cycle. Now, when you're done, you can throw them in the dryer or however you normally dry your things, and believe me, ta-da! Everything is going to be ultra clean. Your bed sheets, your bath towels, they feel good. The towels dry well. They're soft. There's no odd kind of funky smell when you go to dry yourself with your towel. So give laundry stripping a try. I'm telling you, it's very, very gratifying. And I'm not saying that just because I'm her, the queen of clean. Now, I do want to talk to you too about the dryer bombs that I make. Now, I do this for our hampers in the house. In the grandkids' rooms, when they come to visit, I have hampers for them to put their clothes in. My husband and I have our hampers. And I hate it when you open it to throw something in, or maybe you don't even have a lid on it, and you get that, dirty sock, dirty underwear, yuck smell. So this is what I make to keep that from being around. I take a clean old sock. Now, it can be one that got left behind when its partner skipped town, or whatever you have around. And you're going to put about a cup or so of dry rice in it. You don't have to measure it. To that, you're going to add about 20 drops or more, if you like a stronger smell, of essential oil. Now, any kind you want is fine. I like lavenders, oranges, lemons. They're just a nice, fresh, clean smell. But whatever you like, you can use. And you're going to shake that up really, really well to distribute it through that rice. Then you'll just tie the sock shut. Drop this in the bottom of your laundry hamper, and believe it or not, that rice will absorb dampness and odor, and the essential oil will add that light fragrance. And a special queen tip for you, when you're storing seasonal clothes, use the same balm in a plastic storage container that you're putting your clothes in. It will keep the fabrics dry and smelling fresh. And if you're storing wool clothes, use orange essential oil. Moths detest the smell of orange. Now, let's talk about one more hamper trick, because this is something I started doing a long time ago when I realized how much time I was spending going through dirty clothes to look for spots and spills that needed to be treated. So now what I do is I keep some plastic snap-type clothespins on the side of my hampers. And as we take off our clothes, we check everything. If there's any kind of spill on it, we just clip that clothespin right to that spill. Then when you come to it in the laundry hamper on laundry day, you don't have to wonder what you need to treat. You'll simply take the clothespin off, spray it with your favorite laundry sprayer, and you are done. It makes it so much easier. You won't believe it. Now, I want to go over a couple other things really quick with you. And some of those are just some little laundry hacks that I have. Sometimes you get a spot or a spill and you don't have something handy to use for it. And you're running around looking for something so that you can treat it and not have a spill. And I think oil is one of those things that's really a major pain, because oil is so hard to get out of things. So if you have an oil spill, a hamburger dripped on you, salad, dressing, whatever, maybe you were frying something and it splattered on the front of your blouse, all you need is some baby powder or some cornstarch. Now, you'll lay that garment on a flat area, sprinkle on the baby powder or the cornstarch, and pat it down. Let it sit. I just let it sit overnight. Then I brush it off in the morning and pre-treat that spot where the grease was and throw it in the washer. Spot gone when it comes out. I love doing that. And another thing I used when I was on book tour, I'd be gone for sometimes 3 weeks or so at a time. And I hate to share this, but it's true. I don't like to iron. It's the one thing I don't like to do. I don't like to set up the ironing board. I don't like to get out the iron. I don't like any of that. So this is what I do. I use my flat iron that I use on my hair.
I use it on collars. I use it on the front of my blouses, where the buttonholes are. That gets all wrinkly and it doesn't look very crispy. You can even use it on sleeves, anything you need to use it on. Use it just like you were doing your hair. Clamp it down and pull it down. The heat from that dryer will take care of it instantly. So again, your flat iron will take out those wrinkles. It's simple, it's easy, it's fast. You don't have to get out the ironing board or the iron. There's no water involved. I love a simple trick like that. Now, one last quick thing here, and I want to tell you how to remove sweat stains, because this is something that you can mix up and have on hand, whether you're still doing some summer type things out there or sports or whatever, and you get the sweat stains going. You can mix this up easily. You're going to need hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, a scrub brush or a toothbrush, and all you're going to do is combine 2 parts of hydrogen peroxide, 1 part of Dawn dish soap, and that's the original blue, and you're going to apply that soap peroxide mixture to those stains, whether they're underarm or where. You're going to sprinkle that with dry baking soda, and you don't want to combine them. You just sprinkle the baking soda on afterwards. Now you'll take a little laundry scrub brush or an old toothbrush, work it all in together, let it sit, and I usually walk away for 30 minutes, an hour or so. And if I'm going out for the day, I'm going to work, I'll leave it sit until I get back home. And then when you come home, just brush that off, pre-treat it, launder as usual. It really does a great job. Last but not least, I have a great, super easy miracle laundry spotter that you can use on everything. And it does no harm to any fabric that you want to use it on. It's 2 parts hydrogen peroxide and 1 part Dawn Original. And you're going to combine that in an opaque bottle. Now, I use the bottle that the hydrogen peroxide was in, and you can use any sprayer on that bottle. It will fit the top. You're going to spray those stains, whatever they are, grease, beverage, food, baby problems, whatever you have, you'll spray it on, let it sit for about 15 minutes, and then launder as usual. It is awesome. Now, one last thing. Everybody's always asking me, what kind of product can I buy that's a great laundry spotter? So I've got 3 choices for you today. My go-to laundry spotter for everyday use is Zout, Z-O-U-T Laundry Stain Remover. It's just a really, really good overall laundry spotter, and it always works. It never lets me down. Now, my Tough Job one is made by Dissolve It, and it is Dissolve It Laundry Saver. Now, you can find that in big box stores, grocery stores. You can always find it on Amazon. I mean, what can't you find on Amazon nowadays? And it's for those tough stains. I mean, they can be things that you put in the dryer, and they've been put in the dryer 3 or 4 times. You can still get those spots out. I've never found anything it didn't take out, even mustard. But there's some of you who like a natural spotter. And I bet you already realize that good ones are very, very hard to find. They don't always work, and you have to compromise. And I don't want you to do that. Instead, I tried one called Puracy, P-U-R-A-C-Y, Puracy. And I got that on Amazon. And it is plant-based, and it's an enzyme made from plant-based products. And it honestly works. I sleep on a silk pillowcase, and maybe some of you do too. When I put my moisture on to go to bed, it leaves kind of oily stains on that pillowcase. How do I get them out? Well, I was using my Dissolve It Laundry Saver, but I decided to try the Puracy and see if it would also work. And you know what? It did. The only thing with Puracy is you have to let it sit there a little bit longer. Now, for those of you who are interested in these things that I suggested to you, in the show notes, I'll put some links there so that you can go there and you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, last but not least, guys, if you've got a question, if you have something you'd like to hear me talk about, is there a spot, a spill, a stink that's been bugging you forever, go to ask@queenofclean.com. That's ask@queenofclean.com, and let me know what your question is. And you know what? The next time you listen to a podcast, you may hear the answer to that question. So guys, thanks so much for talking dirty with the Queen of Clean, and have a great day.